Cheers, how you doing? Welcome to Cooking While Drunk. That's not my glass. This is my glass. We're gonna make a risotto. I would like to say quick and easy, but it's not quick and easy. It is quick prep time, but that one over there, you know, she's doing the monkey scratching armpit dance. So right now,
your daughter is not the camera one.
Yeah. It is labor intensive because you got to keep stirring, but it is oh so worth it. We're making an asparagus risotto. So here I have some butter. Gonna top it off with a little bit of oil just to bring up that smoke point. I have it on really low right now because I do want to see how like the butter got a little dark. Just get it a little. I like butter when it's a little brown. It's called brown butter. So in go the onions. Now you'll hear that very light sizzle because I'm only gonna sweat these. This will take longer than normal. This will probably take about 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm going to use my whisk just to stir it up. I'm not going to add any salt for the first 2 minutes. And then I will add salt as it cooks down. So, cheers. Don't forget, thanks for watching Cooking While Drunk, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Onions have a little bit of color. I'm gonna add in garlic. This is about, so that was about 1 medium onion or half of a large. And this is 3 rough chopped cloves of garlic. Let this cook down for us a little bit. While this cooks down, I'm gonna get my wine. Today we are drinking Black Magic Girls.
Black Girl Magic.
Sorry, Black Girl. I keep calling it Black Magic Girls. I know. And the reason why I said, oh, that's not my glass, because this is what I poured it into. That's also my measuring cup. If you have these little tiny mason jars, they're 8 ounces up to the rim, so I just fill it just a little more than halfway. I don't have a glass. I will have to get a real wine glass. While I'm letting my garlic cook down. So this is a Riesling. You can also use Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, I'm not sure what else there is. Riesling is considered, can be dry, but that can also be sweet. This one is more well balanced. It's not overly sweet, but it's not overly dry. And at grocery outlet, it's $3.99.
Well, where we live.
Yes, where we live.
And Vallejo.
So now, the garlic has cooked down for a minute. Starting to build a little bit of fond. Now we're going to add our rice. So this is 2 cups of arborio rice. Arborio rice is a short grained rice. If you see how this is nice and short, and it's almost like the shape of sesame seeds. I'm going to give this a gentle stir. So you're doing this just basically because the oil that's in the bottom of the pan, or the butter I should say, is going to help toast the rice. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So it'll help toast the rice. And it'll start to get a little bit like a nutty aroma. There we go. Toss that in. Now I'm going to add about half a cup, just a little more than half a cup of our Riesling. Give that a stir. I want to make sure nothing sticks. I love this new pan that I got. Well, it's not new. I inherited it from my sister. Normally I would use my skillet or a pot, but I found that this pan works really great. She gave it to me because it doesn't work on her stove. She got an induction, and I will never go electric. I'm sorry. This is a little more than a half a cup of white wine. Pour that in. We're going to let this kind of boil off. I'm going to turn that heat right back up. I'm still getting used to these, you know, the hot spots in this particular. Every pan is unique. Hot spots in different pans, just as, you know, it's a natural thing because it's metal, right? Not everything is identical. See how like that evaporated already? Alright, so we're going to just cook down for about a minute, and then we are going to get ready for our stock. Welcome back. So now you can see that wine has nicely evaporated out. I think it needs a little more. So get your little glass of wine. Just kidding, it's for me. So here I have 8 cups of stock. This is my homemade chicken stock. So I'm going to pour in 2 ladles right now. So that's about 1 cup so far. You're going to stir and turn and fold and scrape the bottom of the pan. And as each, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. You want it to simmer out. So as each ladle of broth evaporates, that's when you add more. So this is going to be labor intensive because you don't want it to sit and then it will scorch on the bottom. So you can use a whisk. I prefer to use a spatula. The spatulas will help just get into the corners a little better. Now as you can see, it's already starting to thicken up. See that? And this will take quite some time. You will go through most of this stock. I do 8 cups. So this is my homemade stock while this is bubbling out. This is chicken scraps, bones, backbones, carcasses, and some turkey carcasses as well that I use in my Instant Pot. And that recipe is coming as soon as I figure out my fine tune it, because I basically just throw everything in the stock pot with some carrots, onions, celery, peppercorns, and then I just, throw it in the Instant Pot and let it cook down for about an hour. And then I let it slow release for about an hour as well. Alright, so now that you can see that it's starting to dry up, I'm going to add another ladle. And again, slowly. So when I make my stock, I cook it down for a while and then it gets really concentrated. So then I strain it and I simmer it down some more in the stock pot again on the simmer setting with some fresh herbs. And then after that second cooking, I finally strain it just to make sure I get all the bits out. And then I let it cool and I portion it out into a little bowl, several bowls. Each one has 2 cups. And then because it cooks down for the second time, it concentrates. So when I go to use it, each one is 2 cups worth, but I know I can add 2 cups of water, so it's kind of like my own concentrated stock. See how it doesn't take very long for the liquid to start to evaporate, but God, that stock smells so good. So for Thanksgiving, I took home the carcass from my mom's bird. My coworker Rose, she gave me the carcass from her bird, and she gave me, oh, I have the ham bone too. Ooh, I'm thinking pot of beans. What do you think? I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. So this is going to go on and the saga continues. So when we come back, we'll be almost done. So you want to cook down the rice until you start to see it turning a little bit opaque. This will take about 20 minutes of ladling and stirring. Ladling and stirring. In about 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. And I have 2 cups of asparagus that have been cut up in small bite-sized pieces. We're going to let that cook for a little bit, and then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese, and then we'll be done. So, this will take me about 20 minutes or so, and hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Have a sip. Okay, thank you, I will. Alright, as you can see, risotto is cooking up nicely. Still very, very firm. So, another thing I forgot to mention is the stock. I do have the stock on a low heat so it remains hot. So basically you're not putting cold liquid in a hot pan, which would suck out all that heat and just not cook very well. As you can see, look how just creamy and luscious it's starting to look. So when this gets halfway done, that's when I will add the asparagus. So sorry, I needed a sip. This recipe is a derivative of my broccoli and parm recipe. I forgot to buy broccoli, and I said, hey, you want to do asparagus? And she said yes. She as in the wife. So I said, okay, I have not done risotto in a couple of years. And I used to love making risotto because I love eating risotto.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I gained weight, because we used to eat it already.
Blame it on me. Always blames it on me. You cook too much. You cook good food. I love your cooking.
I never said that you cook too much. You cook too good of food.
So as you can see, it's starting to as when you scrape the pan, you see how like it goes away right away. It fills back in. I usually wait for it to thicken up a little bit more before I add the next scoop. All right. So again, saga continues, and we will keep chugging along. Welcome back. Add a little more stock. My stock's getting a little low, so I gotta do a ladle and a half. So as I stir this one in, I'm gonna add 2 cups of asparagus that's cut up. Before I do that, I want to make sure the risotto's at the texture that I think it should be at. Should be not quite done, but not overly firm. So add that in. Get rid of that. So this will take, again, another 5 to 8 minutes. And we'll just keep on chugging along. This is the labor-intensive part that I was talking about. But trust me, it's so worth it.
I agree. It's so much worth it when you do it.
Ah, delicious wine. How you doing? Welcome back. All right. Once again, hey, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So as you can see, I still have a little bit of stock left, but we've pretty much used most of it. So we used pretty close to 8 cups of stock. And now it's mostly evaporated and incorporated. I'm going to add my cheese. This is 2 cups of Parmesan. Actually, it's 1 cup Parmesan and 1 cup Parmigiano Reggiano. What's the difference? Well, anybody can make Parmesan cheese, but Parmigiano Reggiano has to come from Italy. And if you don't have this, you can add pecorino as well. Pecorino Romano would be another great addition. I'm going to turn the heat off, just let the residual heat go ahead and melt the cheese. The difference between Parmigiano Reggiano and Pecorino Romano is Parmesan Reggiano comes from cow's milk, and Pecorino Romano comes from sheep's milk. There we go. So how do you serve this? Just put this in front of me with the spoon. Also, I am roasting some chicken. I am baking some quarters that I cut up into drums and thighs, and I will serve that on top of this. But let's give this a taste. This is my dish. I'm going to double dip. I don't care.
You mean you're not going to share with anybody?
Of course not. Perfect. Some for the camera lady, reminding her that it's hot. Meanwhile, I'll have a sip. My instinct was to add more salt, but I know that the Parmesan cheese has a lot of salt in it. I think it needs chilies, but I think chilies need to be added to everything. But so cheers, thanks for watching. Really great dish. Like I said, it is time consuming, but it is worth it. All right, cheers, have a good night. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe. Find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. And cheers.